for everyone sitting at the back. I know we've reserved some seats for the Honda team, but it'll be great if you can move forward. Easier for us to talk to you and engage, because we have some engaging polls that are going to be coming up across whatever we have planned for this evening. Thank you so much. I don't know how many of you all were there for the launch, but I'm happy to see, yeah, of course, the 4-star. For a few more people to join us. As always, we are running on Hyderabad Standard Time, so thank you for being patient. But we should be beginning in another 5 minutes. So we'll begin in a few. Again, sorry for keeping you waiting. Thanks for being patient. We're just expecting a few more to join us. I just wanted to do a quick recap to set some context about why we are here today. I'll also walk through that as we progress through the evening. But while we wait for more of our friends to join us, I thought it'll be nice for the new friends who've joined us today and weren't here for the launch to hear from us about why we came up with this program. So to begin with, I think in the month of February, Honda came to us with one question. How can they make the driving experience or the experience of owning a Honda better for the Indian customers. And that's how this iconic program that I am very personally attached to came into being. And that is what the Honda Innovation Challenge 1.0 was about, which is essentially 4 startups that built a proof of concept across the last 60 days for Honda, validated by the Honda team on real conditions for the real Indian roads. So it's my pleasure to have all of you with us today. While we wait for our team to join us, I thought we'll take a quick pulse check. How many of you all are still high on energy from the high tea? And how many of you all are bored of waiting for so long? Okay, I see a few highs from my team, which I'm happy to see. But hopefully, as we progress through the evening, we will get your spirits up high. So once again, it's my pleasure to be in a diverse room such as this, full of founders, some investors, large corporations such as Honda, and of course, my beloved T-Hub team. The energy is dynamic. We've been hustling from morning today because we want to make sure this event lives up to the expectation that has been set. And we have with us today leadership from Honda, the global leadership that has flown in from Japan, from Bangalore, and from Gurgaon. So I would like to take a minute to give them a round of applause for being here and showing commitment to this program. We also have a set of people who like to build things, break things in the name of innovation, who are my favorite set of people, the founders. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have so much in store for you for what's coming up next with the new challenges that we have planned for the Honda Innovation Challenge. And somewhere in this room, right in front of me actually, we have the 4 startups who went through the 60-day journey, a lot of back and forth, harsh deadlines, 12 o'clock emails, and somehow made it to the demo day with a proof of concept built, customized for Honda. So another round of applause for them as well, who are the heroes for today's program. And yes, on that note, we are going to have a very good evening. I am Navya. I'm from the corporate innovation team at T-Hub, and I'm here to be your host for tonight and also walk you through what we've been doing with Honda at T-Hub. All right, so let me begin with a short story that I just told you about with a little bit more detail. So what happened in February was not just Honda coming to us with problem statements. They really wanted to solve for India. They wanted to understand the customer. They wanted to go beyond their product. They wanted to build a relationship of trust and loyalty with their customer, and that is how this program came into being. And that is what the 4 focus areas of this program focused on, which was essentially improving the driver experience. So before we begin and hear from the founders, I would like to invite somebody who has been doing this for a long time. He's the one person who will probably set the stage up for any founders to build from Hyderabad for the world. So I would like to invite Kavi, who is the CEO of T-Hub, to share a short note and welcome the founders in the room.
Ridiculous introduction. Guys, how's everyone? Not enough people, not enough energy, I can see. I think it was a tiring day for everyone. It's good. It's good to get tired building companies. Well, happy to be here. Very, very happy that we have the entire Honda team today in Hyderabad. Also their cars and models and bikes, everything here. Look, I just wanted to share 2 things as we go into today's demo day, as well as it's a very long-term, larger partnership that we are building with Honda for startups and our founders. I think the first thing is that we keep forgetting how large and what a bedrock, the automotive industry is in general. You can go back and trace back history, but post-war, across the world, every time there have been ups and downs, it is usually building for automotive industries that, brought in the industrial revolution. Even today, everything in e-commerce, everything in operations, they use production systems that automotive companies built, right? So it is the bedrock of innovation, of foundation, of industrialization, of everything. And while it is easy for us to think that automotive in general, right, is an industry that is old school, because we now synonymize it with manufacturing, it is actually the bedrock of trying to build new things, right? You might have a computer vision startup and you're trying to apply, an AI algorithm for detecting defects. You could do it on an assembly line, right? you could be trying to do some form of automation or autonomous robotics, you can actually do it on the shop floor, right? So I think it is even today in India and in across the world, buying a car is an aspirational dream. If you can solve for that funnel from a marketing perspective, from a sales perspective, there are a lot of problems to be solved, right? So I just want to remind ourselves that it is companies like Honda and this sector, this industry, that is an amazing playground, right, for startups, for any form of innovation, right? And we believe that it is with partners like Honda that we can truly unlock that for you guys as startups, right? So that's one thing. The second thing I wanted to share, and this is really important, is I think this is more specific to Honda. I think we deeply underestimate, what a company does based on the products that you see, right? If you go back many years, many of you are very young here, but if you go back many years, Honda usually was known for generators in India. Power sets, gen sets, home gen sets, even before UPSs and all of that came. That was the brand that you associated with. Then people started associating it with two-wheelers because they had joint ventures in India with Kinetic and Hero, right? And now we associate it with cars. But many of you would have seen YouTube videos of this, where one of the first humanoid-like bots that walked on a stage and did some tricks was actually, a Honda bot, right? So I think we deeply underestimate a company like this and what it means to work with them and partner with them. And I'm not saying this as T-Hub, but as startup founders, right? Everything we do with them is a gateway into something larger. So I would like you to also keep that together. When you join these two things together, a company like Honda playing in an industry like automotive, the opportunities for us as startups and founders are multiplicative, right? So those are the two things I wanted to remind you guys for the demo day, but also in general as you innovate and you build your companies. I want to leave you with one thought that I was sharing with Yanagisa-san, and that thought is that this is the time to leapfrog. It's a wonderful time to be alive and to be building companies. It's also a wonderful time to be in innovation teams. It's a wonderful time to be a very old company because there are these forces at play, right? Sovereignty, macroeconomics, geopolitics, talent, AI, everything around us are forces at play. And these forces, I think, can truly help people with the right intent, with the right will and skill to actually leapfrog, right? So for Honda, it could be leapfrogging market share. For you, it could be leapfrogging and testing your product in an adjacent environment, right, with Honda. Or it could be, leapfrogging could truly be for you to raise your first check as a startup, right? So look at programs like these as an opportunity to leapfrog. I know this from my conversation with Yanagisa-san that he is looking at it, Honda is looking at it to leapfrog, and so should we as startups and founders. So that's all I wanted to share with you. I want to invite Yanagisa-san onto stage. Yanagisa-san, please join us. He's the CEO for for the Honda Digital Innovation India team. He's also, I think it's public, I can say it, right, Gopi? Yeah. Yanagisa-san is also going to take over as the overall global India CEO for Honda Cars. And this is not his first time in India. He spent 2009 to 2013 here, and he's now come back to India. I think that's a lot. So it shows his commitment and passion to be here. So I really appreciate that, and very, very excited that all of us together, a company, startups, and us just as people backing and helping, we have a massive opportunity ahead. So I'll hand it over to Yanagisa-san, please. It seems we have to take a photo.
Okay.
Yeah, here's good. Is it good? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Over to you.
So, next time, please change the photo, né? Because now you can take the very natural smile face, my face. Here is that very no natural. Somebody has forced me to smile. You can imagine easily, no? And okay, so again, thanks to for gathering here today. So let me introduce myself first. My name is Yanaisawa, and he have already introduced me, but now I'm in CEO of Honda Digital Innovation Indias. This company is established from the June this year's, very recently. And also recently announced that from October this year's, I will take a charge of Honda Cars India Limited as a president and CEO. So very exciting phase for me. And today, I want to very much excited to all of you, to meet all of you, founders and investors. And also thanks to that T-Hub members, all T-Hub members to support that our activities today. So I want to say thank you and close to that all members. So I have been looking forward to meeting all of you, of course. And Honda has been operating in India's, maybe he have already said that. Honda is operating in India's very long time across that motorcycle, automobile, and power product, genset, you said. In fact, I myself also had that opportunities to work in India's from 2009 for 4 years in HCIL, Honda Cars Indias. So I still remember that at that time, I was so excited because that the India's market is very diversity, dynamism, and enormous potentials of the business. So at that time, I tried to make my best effort to learn about the Indians a lot, especially for Indian customers. However, during that about 10 years now, so since I left the Indians, these countries have evolved very rapidly and very dramatically. Frankly speaking, I'm very amazed the evolutions in these 10 years, past 10 years in these countries. And I think that one of the key driving force to change these countries is digital technologies. Digital technologies changed a lot in these countries in these past 10 years. So I understand that India is now as highest smartphone penetrations in the global. And along with utilizing these devices, a wide range of many digital services is emerged. And fundamentally, those devices and those digital services change the way the people to live and the people's mindset and values. So 10 years ago, after seeing how dramatically people's lives and expectations have changed through digital transformations, now, unfortunately, I feeling my journeys of India is starting from zero. 10 years back, a lot of I learned, but I need again to start to learn, even this new India. Why? Why I think so? Because Honda's purpose in business in India is not simply to outperform our competitors. Of course, we are doing the business. So we have to beat our competitors, of course. But our more important purpose is to make the people's everyday life better through our products and services. Better than yesterday. Better tomorrow than today. Kind of the mindset is Honda's, is basically we have it as a philosophy. So as I mentioned earlier, Honda Digital Innovations Limited, which we established this years. These companies I expected to drive this, to meet this our purpose, the philosophies. So we catch up that utilizing that latest digital technologies of India and philosophy, Honda philosophies. Once we combine that, maybe we can make it that some useful and attractive services and products to Indian customers to make their better life. So, in order achieving that, we saw that another partnership is required because 10 years, it's myself, but almost Honda also, 10 years, we missed that some, how to say that? We missed that opportunities in past 10 years. So we started looking for that our partners. That is the T-Hub, and that is the you, founders and investors of startup. So I hope that we promise you, we have that Honda have that more than 50 million customers in India for both motorcycle and automobiles. And we promise that if you support us to have that some good technologies and good services, maybe we promise to deliver that your value to our customers. That is our values, Honda's values, from your viewpoint. So today's Honda Challenge, Honda Innovation Challenge 1.0 come to the end. But I think that this is not the end. This is just started. Start our journey between that Honda and you. So I expected that we should have that good relationship in the long-term phases. And going forward, we will continue working together. Oh, sorry now. This time, today, actually, I prepared the script. But without seeing the script, I talked by myself. So I missed that. Where is that location? you know. Always that, my staff is always prepares the script. But once I stand on this stage, I forget about that to read the script because I love to talk to see your face. Okay, anyway, I sincerely look forward to continue to working with you, our collaborations, and thank you very much for your support, and thank you very much being the part of the Honda journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kavi, and a very warm welcome and thank you to Yanagi-san for making the trip to India. And we've been rolling out laughing all morning because of your sense of humor. So thank you so much for joining us today. And that vision is something that I want to reiterate on, that Honda wants to build a long-term partnership with founders. They're relying on founders to build that trust and loyalty with their customers, and they're betting on founders in this room to chart the next wave of innovation in India, especially with mobility. So I'm going to go back again to the launch day that just happened in the month of May, on the 18th of May. I wanted you all to take a quick look at what the launch day looked like and what we tried to do on that day. So we have a small glimpse video that we'll play now. I'll let Shelly do the honors. just wanted to share a glimpse with everyone who missed it the first time. And we're going to have so many more of these coming up in the upcoming year. So I'm looking forward to welcoming you and a lot more founders into the room as we progress through this journey. So now I won't let you wait longer for hearing from the founders, but I just wanted to take a quick look at what happened and where we are today. Today, in the month of August, we are past the 60-day POC development. The 4 founders in the room have received some parts of their first tranches for the milestone developments, and I'm looking forward to hearing from them. So without wasting much more time, I would like to first invite Zain. So Zain AI has built what I can only describe as a Shazam for cars. So you basically, I think all of us have been there, at least those of us who drive. I should count myself out of this. But if you're a driver, you've probably seen a red light pop up on your dashboard. I probably made this joke the last time around too, but this happens to Penny in The Big Bang Theory. There is a red light popping up on her dashboard and she has no idea what to do with it. Guess what? Ayush just solved that. So he's here to help you understand what exactly Zain AI can do if you're stuck on a highway and have no idea what is wrong with your vehicle. So without much further ado, Ayush, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Navya. Thank you so much for the introduction. Hello, everyone. I'm Ayush. I'm the founder and CEO of Zain AI. Before I dive into what the product is, I would want to know the audience that how many of you know what this light is and what it means? Yeah, so very less people actually, and there are about 1,000 features in a car, and not everyone will know if I buy a car today that what every feature means. Every feature means, every warning light means, and what to do next. And there are mediums like owner's manuals are there are demonstrations done, product guides are there, call centers are there, ChatGPT, Google, YouTube, a lot of platforms exist where people can get that information. What is wrong and what is not even wrong, what is fragmented, like what is the gap? Less than 19% people actually read a manual. And I'm sure in this room also there will be very few people who have read a car owner's manual. And Forbes has also compared these manuals to novels like Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter because of the time it takes to go through these handbooks even once. And there are some Honda cars here, like Civic, Jazz. It takes about 6 to 8 hours to actually go through that handbook even once. So what is the gap? In terms of manuals, the intelligence is verified, but it is difficult for a user to go through it and look for it. And let's say a switch is there, how do I look for that information in the manual? If I have to Google it, then it is user generated. It is not verified enough. It cannot be actionable. It might not be for your vehicle. It can be for any other vehicle that the user's generated data is for. If you chat GPT it, if you Claude it or whatever LLM you are using, in that scenario, can it connect you to a nearest authorized service center if you want to escalate the issue, right? And if you call up the service center instead, then it takes a lot of time to get help. So how do we close this loop and make it organized as well as centralized? So what we have designed is a system which is camera, voice, and text-based. I'll show you a demonstration of how it works. I'm just sharing my screen. So let's say this is an actual light in the Honda City that we trained on. So let's say if this light is blinking, what do you do? This is the interface, very natural interface for users these days. I have this picture here. Let's say I click it. And ask about it. So what it is essentially doing is going through the interface, the data set that we have prepared across 3 months with Honda cars, as well as using the manuals, YouTube, etc., and curating that answer here. So what it does is essentially labels what that indicator means, and then talks about it, fetches the information, and you can even watch videos. This is just for illustrative purposes, that's why it's YouTube, but we can fetch authorized videos. You can even use text, voice, whatever is required. So that's how easy it is, instant gratification. So what we are doing is, We are changing the way people sort to assistance these days. So first, we are very focused on verified intelligence. Second, it has to be engaging, videos, text, illustrations. It has to be a combination of everything. And it has to deliver in terms of increasing the value of the vehicle for that end customer. So we are organizing the data, we are augmenting it, we are also saving costs as well as paper by replacing the manuals which exist, and also inclusivity, multilingual, people of different ages, people who are comfortable with camera, voice, text, it works with all. And we are automating the whole process by organizing the data that is existing across different platforms that I talked about. It goes through our AI models, and within just 2 weeks, it gets trained and deployed and is ready to go live in production. We are very focused on interface, which is camera, voice, text, which is these days actually natural. And all this comes together to give an experience which is instant, contextual, as well as accessible. That's what we integrate using AI, and that's what we stand for as Zane.ai. So having said that, now talking about what we did in last 3 months, we were given two types of users in Honda. One for the vehicle owners, four-wheelers as well as two-wheelers, onboarding, talking about new features, assistance, calling up the call centers, etc. How do we integrate all that into one? Even the service technicians, how do we train them? Rather than going through SOPs again and again, training them, can we give them the same solution and replace those manuals, which are SOP manuals, and they can also have some sort of real-time support? That's what we focused on. So our field agents collected about 66,000 images over the last 3 months, and 40 features were selected. These are actual pictures of our team collecting data. And then we transformed the whole experience. Like you saw, the demonstration that I did, it works similar. We have a QR code that my colleague will share with everyone. You can experience the app on your own devices, and it can be for four-wheelers, two-wheelers, and for even service technicians. I will also show it right away. I'll just mirror the screen again. Yeah. So here, just one more thing I wanted to showcase was that you can even connect to the nearest authorized workshops, and you can also ask an expert and connect on a video call. So now talking about how a service technician can use it. Let's say I want to know how a DTC testing is done. Again, it does the same thing, goes through the database that we have created just around Honda's ecosystem of, and I believe Honda calls it PGMFI, and based on that, it gives the steps on how to do it. If I have to give, let's say, show me DTC codes as well. So it works as camera, voice, text, whatever, and we can do it multilingual as well. Yeah, so it comes here, all the DTC codes, and technician can do it as per the requirement. Yeah. So what's the impact on a vehicle owner? Like I said, it increases the value of the vehicle for that person. It smooths the onboarding process, owning process, as well as troubleshooting, and it gives natural interface. We have done 4.5 million plus interactions using this platform across different geographies in India and in Japan. We have reduced the cost of servicing a request, because the calls that go to the call center, they can be reduced because these are primary requests which can be handled on the app itself. And also increase user retention to authorized service channels, because it routes to the nearest authorized service centers, right? So in fact, for service technicians, easy training. In fact, very less training is required. Standardizes the service quality, we can do validation, and it is escalation in real time that we can connect an expert online. So it's a patented platform. We have 9 patents, 2 in India, 3 in US that we already have. And it's a plug-and-play solution, works on an API integration, works offline as well. So people who are in remote areas where the internet goes off, it works offline as well. The clients that we already have in India and in Japan are these that we are already working with. Partners, always thankful to T-Hub. And yeah, we always say manuals were designed for products, but we are designed for people. So thank you so much. And if there are any questions you want to try out, yeah, feel free. Thank you so much.
In case anyone does anyone have any questions for Ayush from Zain? Okay, we have somebody up there. I'll just pass on.
So you mean, yeah. So there are a lot of regulatory, so in that we have to get hardware inside the car, which can talk to your smartphone, which is into connected vehicles and all that we get. But that tech is sometimes, it gets fixated in the regulatory part of it because internet inside, and then you have to have IoTs inside, which can talk, and then there are security issues that will, because you can, cars can be hacked also. So that's why I believe that is something which will come in later on. But today we have systems which are focused on users because it is easy for the user. And for example, service mechanics, for them, a car can't talk how to fix it, right? So it's easy to get that information. Yes, absolutely. That's the idea. Thanks. Yes.
Because technicians, Indian technician skills in terms of language, English
Right, sir.
proficiency is
Yes,
not
sir.
so great.
Right, sir.
So how these particular applications will support in terms of language, local language especially?
Yes, sir. So this particular one, it works in English that we have tested, Hindi-English mix, but we can do regional languages based on like Kannada, we can do Telugu, we can do Tamil, in India also, we have, if you are talking globally, then we have done Japanese already. So it works in 100+ languages. We can do it.
Okay.
Hi. Yeah. So if there are no icons and indicators basically,
Yeah.
and user the driver stuck on the road, there's a problem in the car, but we don't know what
Right.
what exactly it is. So
Right.
does your app help in that case?
Yeah. So for example, if you're stuck on the road, depends. If you have some sort of diagnosis or some sort of symptoms, like warning lights are there, some noise is there, vibration is there, if fumes are coming out, overheating is there. So if there are symptoms, then you can tell the symptoms directly. If not, you can just connect on the app. It will tell you what all you can look at first. For example, what all symptoms you can look at for, and then guide you to the next steps, maybe connect to the nearest authorized service center as well.
Okay.
Is an LLM trained for this, or used any API while
So it's a
generating
mix
answer?
of 3 AI engines: computer vision, natural language processing, and LLMs. LLMs are a very basic here because it's difficult to control an LLM what it is giving. Hallucination, they are prone to hallucination. So in order to give that higher accuracy, we are stick to NLU, but yes, we are curating the response in terms of making it more empathetic to the user using LLM.
Can we throw some light on the pricing part? Like, I think the pricing would be on the basis of per API call that the
Yeah.
model would be throwing.
Yeah, so it's a mix because we have to train the system also based on the models that they are. So it's a mix of one-time setup where it is involved AI modeling and training as per the number of features that are in the car, and then going about, it's a SaaS model based on number of interactions, API calls that are made.
I'm talking, so as of now, it has been tested on a limited data set, basically. Like when you are looking for a large scale deployment across vehicles, like how does the revenue model look like? Like, do you see it as a cost center, or you look it as in the future that it will reduce?
Actually, with this solution, because it is already deployed with our clients across the nation, and so it has helped these companies reduce costs. And actually, it is about in millions sometimes because it depends on the manuals as well as reducing the calls that go to the call center. So it's on the volumes that it does. So the cost that I would say it's 1/10 of what the benefit to the company is.
Hey Ayush, wanted to know if this solution works offline as well or not.
Yes, yes, it does. So because the reason we designed it in a way that vehicles can go outside the territory of, where the coverage is not there. It is 2Gs, 3G networks, 4G. So it works in all the networks as well as offline. In offline, you will get limited features like critical emergency ones, but you will be safe, what is required by law. Done. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Ayush. I think a lot of people in the room were intrigued to know how this app works. So I have next with us Mr. Sridhar. So imagine you have a companion in your car that works on your mobile phone. Something that is constantly sitting next to you in the passenger seat like a mom telling you, don't drive too fast. So we have Sensite up with us who does something similar, but I will let Sridhar elaborate more on that. So with that, please do the.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the demo day presentation from our side. I am Sridhar from Sensite. So today we're going to talk about how telematics data can make us a safe driver, how we can inculcate the safe driving habits using telematics data. So let me start the presentation. So this is accident data, in India. In last 5 years, there has been 45% increase in the accident. And to solve this, we need a smart solution, and that's what we are aiming at, at Sensite. Our aim is to make Indian roads safe, So to have a smart and safe solution, we need a smartphone and advanced AI-based algorithm. Now that's possible because now in India, we have about 85% of the households have the smartphones, and 99% of districts in India have 4G and 5G connectivity. That really enables any innovation very easily. And we feel that it's a good opportunity for Honda to understand their vehicle owners' driving behavior, then encourage them with safe driving habits, thereby reducing the accidents in which Honda vehicles are involved. That will be a big gain, we feel. So now let's see how this works using the smartphone. So the smartphone, as you drive, it captures your trip data, which is a GPS data, accelerometer data, gyro data. Then we have a patented algorithm which basically processes this data, and gives score to each of these trips, consisting of overspeeding, fast cornering, sudden braking, etc. Then over the period of aggregated score, we give a personalized insights to the user how he can improve his driving habits. So now that takes to the question, how a smartphone-based driving platform can understand, engage, and help improving driving behavior for both car owners and bike drivers of Honda. So for that, we did a 60-day challenge to see how the effect of this solution is. So to solve this, we have an AutoBeacon platform. It's a smartphone-based driving platform, helps user to learn better driving habits. It's purely software-based solution, no hardware installation required. It works for both Android and iOS, and it basically engages the users through leaderboard and gamification, as well as giving personal insights on their driving habits. For the POC purpose, we customize our AutoBeacon platform for simple login process where the users can just log in, give the basic permissions. For the POC purpose, we avoided the personal identifier information being entered in the app. Then after login, as I open the app, how do I see? I see how I'm driving and what's my rank among my peers. That basically it gives the overall driving score and what's my rank among my peers via leaderboards. It also recognizes the driving behavior where user is doing well. At the same time, it identifies and highlights the behavior where greater attention need to be paid, and inculcate the safe driving habits. Now, this screen shows like every trip is a learning journey, Every trip is scored on these 5 parameters, and each trip is shown on the map where we can see all driving alerts along with their GPS locations and how severe they, so that way user at the end of the day or end of the week can review their trips, understand their driving behavior on the road, and learn from this to improve day by day, week by week. Apart from this, habit change is a continuous journey. It requires a lot of nudges and interactions through technical material, videos, easy to understand things. So that's why we have a very important notification center as well as AI-based weekly summary where we feed all the data collected from your driving behavior and let AI recommend you, what you need to improve on, what you are doing good. Apart from this, to reinforce the learning, we have created a lot of learning videos, that we present to the user over time, and especially we recommend the videos based on the driving habits we have observed for the user. So that way it's a continuous learning for the user to master their driving habits and reduce the number of accidents on the road. So we built the POC and we validated the POC with real Honda users. So as a part of POC, we enrolled 52 users. Those consisted of 25 users from Honda car, HCIL, and 27 users from Honda bikes, which is HMSI. During the POC, we collected about 1,400 trips of data covering approximately 14,000 kilometers. And during this POC, we observed the kind of driving behavior distributed across different alerts. So one thing we can notice from here is, the sudden braking behavior, that's highest among all alert types. As well, it is highest for both car and bike owners, That really indicates how the Indian driving conditions are for Indian drivers. Later, we analyzed, how app has been used, by different users. We noticed that the top left chart shows, the top left chart shows that, the most useful time people have found for using the app is the morning time and the evening time. Similarly, the right chart shows what has been the daily active users, for this app, right? In the bottom, we have identified certain things, which I'd like to share. The left side shows the bottom 5 users which have a lowest driving score, which basically indicates the risky driving behavior. And on right side, we have a data for the users who have improved their driving by using this app. And we found that the car owners approximately spend 3 minutes every day reviewing their past trips, analyzing their driving behavior, and improving trip by trip. On the similar line, bike users spend about 2 minutes every day to analyze their past trips. Towards the end of the POC, we wanted to get a real feedback from the customers. So we conducted the survey. Totally we got about 18 responses, and there were good responses and some suggestions. So 94% of the users said that driving insights influence their driving behavior. Some of the users said the positive feedback that it's like a competition for me. Every trip I would like to improve my score trip by trip, week by week, And also we got good suggestions from the users saying that it will be good to show tips for improving the fuel, as well as give a proactive suggestions for car servicing based on my driving habits. Now we look forward to integrate the AutoBeacon technology with the Honda apps so that it can enable a context-aware safety coaching for all Honda customers. Then engage them more with the Honda Loyalty app via leaderboards and gamifications. Also build a safe driving ecosystems via using the partners via loyalty points and the reward system. And finally, save the cost for the end customers via telematics-based insurance policies now, which are available in India. We can save up to 30% of the insurance cost by showing a very safe driving behavior. That concludes my presentation. I would like to thank both the Honda team and T-Hub team, to support this throughout this journey and giving encouragement to make it a success. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sridhar. So I want to open the floor for questions, but I'm mostly looking at the first 3 rows because you understand this better than most of the audience. Do you have any questions for Sridhar-san? Okay. Can we give him a mic, please? Can you give him a mic? Yeah.
Especially that bad riding behavior people's.
Unfortunately, we don't have the personal information about who was those code. We had given a unique codes, and we don't know those persons. But I can contact and get back those numbers.
I think I'm curious to know why you want to know who the riders are.
That is very, very important to understand that particular rider behavior. Yes. Because as is one of the factors.
Correct.
If you go in Delhi, especially youngsters, they ride the bike on the road so very badly.
Yes, I got the point. Yeah, I don't think we will be sharing that information, but I think you should just send a notification around your teams that
just
drive
share
safe.
the age information. He asked for only age, not for the individual identity.
Any more questions from the audience? Anyone from the Honda team who would like to? I think there's a question up there.
Hi, Sridhar.
Hello. Yeah.
Instead of capturing the metrics, is there a way it can prevent the accidents?
Yes, so accident prevention is basically a habit, So, and we have to basically avoid the small or near miss, So that happens with the continuous learning, So our aim is to basically change the driving habits through continuous learnings.
And what about
That's a way to avoid the accidents.
And what about accessibility, cognitive features, any cognitive features? Accessibility.
Sorry, I'm not getting it.
Accessibility, like for people who may be physically challenged. And
yeah, I think we don't have solution for that for now, the accessibility people.
or even within the app, visually hard. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think we need to work on that. Currently, we don't have a solution for those kind of user groups.
But that opens up opportunity. I think we can think about what we can do for
Sure,
improving accessibility of the app. Any more questions from the audience? Yes. Yeah, Mike.
Hi, I simply love this app, and I would love to see this app. Well, of course, Honda is benefiting on Uber and Ola. We do see 4.8, 4.9 driver appreciation, but still we are not satisfied with it, right?
Yes.
But this is a machine telling that basically what it is.
Right.
Have you folks gone and talked with the Uber and Ola, and any appetite for them, for this kind of app?
Yeah, I think, we were talking to Uber guys. especially for the two-wheeler, that's where there are more incidences like that. So we are in discussion with them.
And slightly different question. Let's say if I want to use this platform, right?
Yes.
And though I understand it's not a platform, it's kind of a software as a service, and would like to identify the ditches on the road from, let's say, from here to Mayapur, there are hundreds of ditches of different size, right? Is there a possibility to use this information along with other metadata to really enrich those kind of information?
Yeah, we are exploring in that direction, but the challenge we face is that, the vibrations because of the potholes, so they get dampened by the time they reach the smartphone, all the car and the bike mechanics absorb those shocks, right? So those vibrations are not seen by the phone,
I
That's a challenge here.
I see. Thank you.
Okay, we have one question at the back.
Yeah, so this is the driver behavior, right? But there are situations where the driver, harsh braking because of, opposite drivers or some other drivers, right?
Yeah.
So how is it handling that case? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is difficult to handle because we don't have any visual, the video or a camera kind of interface, So, but we have to basically make use of the learnings from this app. Why, if I review my past trip, I need to relate to the road situations and understand at that particular location why I had to press a sudden brake, That's a learning which has to be carried, and basically maintain the safe distance or, avoid such kind of incidences occurring in future, That's the kind of impact we want to make onto the people's driving behavior.
Got it. Thank you.
You are collecting the data, is it? And you are collecting the data and then displaying day by day and weekly. So is there a
Sir,
real time?
can you hold the mic a little closer?
You are collecting the data and
Yeah.
then displaying it day to day and then weekly, if I'm right.
I
Is
have
there
not-
is there a way we can tell to the driver that instantly that you are driving fast or you are driving?
So he wants to understand if the user is instantly able to see the...
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So the app provides the real-time alert, both the sound and the vibration alert. So for example, if I'm driving on the highway with a speed limit of 100 and I'm going at 120, for example, so there may be a speed camera which will catch me and, fine me, give me a fine, So to avoid such situations, the app gives a real-time voice alert, that you are overspeeding or you are doing a quick lane change, that kind of a real-time alerts it shows.
That's already implemented?
Yes, that's already integrated.
Sridhar, Ravi here. So what exactly the sensors are doing? Where are the sensors located? On the
Yes.
car?
We use a GPS, then accelerometer, gyro, and then magnetometer and barometer.
Not like this.
I have a question with respect to insurance.
Sure.
So there is a that is a usage-based insurance is told about it at the end, right?
Right.
So imagining a situation that based on the usage, a claim is denied of a driver. So how does you look at from the perspective on the brand reputation? So because it's an Honda car, insurance getting denied for a user because of you are a third party as of now,
Right.
with respect to Honda.
Yeah, so I think the insurance claim is a different story because the situations, what happened that time is very difficult to know. But what UBI insurance trying to do is they're trying to analyze your driving habits, and if they feel that you are a safe driver, they're giving you discounts on your annual premium. That's the way currently the market is positioned. It is not with respect to the claim denial.
But how you have seen that is, I think that market is still developing. It is not yet kicked off
Right,
in
yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
So
I think for that whole insurance companies have to jointly come up with some policies, to do this kind of analysis. I think just a safe driving behavior app cannot, defend that kind of claims.
one more question. How has been the false positive rate for both the cars and bikes during the pilot?
Yeah, I think there will be false positives. There can be various reasons for false positives because finally we are collecting the sensor data. It depends on the quality of the phone, the kind of physical devices, sensor devices which are installed in the phone. How old is the phone, So I would say it can vary up to 10%, for where we are minutely checking the sensor data. But with the latest phones, that accuracy is like very good.
So we saw that data that the bike owners or the bike riders had a better rating vis-a-vis the car users for the app.
Right, yeah.
So did you deep dive in terms of what made that rating click that way, or like you just plotted the data and?
No, we are analyzing that, why bike data have come better than the car data. We are still in process of analyzing that. But usually, especially this POC was conducted in Gurgaon area. There's a lot of traffic congestions and things like that where car and bike both have to go slow, but maybe at some places the car could have gone higher or would have made certain, as we see, a lot of sudden brake events have been detected in car, more than the bikes. So those probably could have been the reasons why we have better rating from the two-wheelers.
Thank you, Sridhar. So in the interest of time, I think we can take questions for Sensite over dinner. Thank you so much for the interesting questions that we had from the audience. Thank you, Sridhar San. That was a wonderful presentation and gave us all a lot to think about. Up next, we have App Testify by IQ Lexa. They have built a Honda Value Passport. So basically, all of us have bought cars and at some point wondered, after 5 years, what is my car going to be worth? Haven't we all? So that is exactly what App Testify is going to address, which is basically how much is your car worth? And are you getting the right amount from the dealer that you're selling it to or the person that you're selling it to? So you will know your vehicle's worth. Your vehicle knows its worth already, but so will you as the owner. And that is what he's here to present. So I will invite Kumar onto stage to present to us.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is R. Kumar. I am CEO App Testify. Thank you for the opportunity through the Honda Innovation Challenge today. Today, we are going to show a live POC demo for the two-wheeler and four-wheeler owners and the dealers, where we are actually going to do the resale valuation of the car based on the computer vision, AI, ML evaluations. And so this particular POC is a real POC we have done. So we have collected the data for more than 40 vehicles. We have performed 5 proof gates. So we have like all the available competitors' applications which is used for the revaluations. We have done the comparisons, and based on that, we have actually completed this POC. Now, what is the problem now with the Honda owners? So today we have more than 50 million two-wheeler and four-wheelers owners for the Honda two-wheeler and four-wheelers. Now at certain point of time, they have to resell their bike and car. So what they do? So basically now they are going to the other applications like CarDeco, Cars24, Spinny. They are doing all the, getting the revaluation checked for their two-wheeler and four-wheeler. Now they actually they get a different valuation on all the platforms. So it is not like a static or like a real valuation. So it differs from each platform. And also like they are not satisfied because the kind of reasoning that they get for their valuation is not transparent. So like what we have done, like since we have 50 million customers, now we have DMS service history. So we have actually built a POC where we can do the real valuation, which is, you know, beneficial and transparent for the vehicle owner as well as the dealers. And why we are doing today, because, you know, owners are always get, you know, underprice quotes for their vehicles. Dealers are sometimes giving over discount, and Honda losing the reconnect with their customers. So what we have done here, like, so we have built this for our target customers, like all two-wheeler, four-wheeler customers and the dealer. So how this Honda Value Passport works? So we capture the basic information of the vehicle, we snap some photos, then we actually using AI and ML that we have trained, we use the market live comps, then we do the calculations, and our computer vision do all the image processing, and it gives the actually valuation of the car, providing the reasoning why this car value is calculated based on the details which are available. So now I'm going to actually show a live demo. So I'll just connect my phone and show you how this app works. No, that's fine. So the app has very simple interface. So basically we capture 4 things. So on the first, like, we are capturing the details of the vehicle, then the photos. After that, our LLM formulates the market data, and then we get the reports. So here, like, I'm just showing one of the demo where, like, I will fill the details of a Honda City car and the variant, registrations, year, then transmitted. Then you can see here, like, there is an option to take photo. So basically, we can take photo of the automate, and then we have OCR, which automatically reads the kilometer based on the odometer readings. Now, we can select the number of owners, then the service history we can actually select. When was the last this vehicle was serviced? We can also put a note like service and repair notes and the city, and we just have to click on continue. On the next page, so we have to actually take the photos of the vehicle. Here, like in each, you know, photos, so we have like framing, which gives like how the photo should be aligned. And then actually I'll just upload one of the photo here. Sorry. All photos are uploaded, and then now I have to click on analyze my vehicle. Now what is happening here, like all the details of the vehicle are getting submitted. Our computer vision is analyzing all the photos. LLM is actually doing all the calculations based on the market signal, and then it is building a value passport for the car or two-wheeler owner. Now on this page, we can see, like, we can download a PDF, we can share it, and here we see a estimated resale snapshot. So basically, you can see like the value low to high and what is the estimated value we have given. Then now on this picture, you can see here. So our computer vision and LLM is actually trying to explain the user, like there is problem with your vehicle, there is a bumper damaged, and because of this, your resale value is going to decrease by some amount of numbers. Similarly, like it do all the readings, and then it also provides a condition deductions. So here user can clearly see like at what basis what deduction has happened. So for example, body paint condition has some deductions. Your car age depreciation is also a factor here, mileage and the ownership. Then user can also get a reliability score. So here they can see their reliability score is 62%, and we are providing the AI rationals, which is done based on what our LLM engine has calculated. Now you can see here the retention value. So the car value is decreased by 80%. So now user has like a good time to actually get this resale and buy a new car. Now bottom you can see like valuation breakdown. So here we are seeing like we have used 9-factor adjustment, and for each point we can see like how much deduction has been done, and also like the full rationals they can see about this resale valuations which is done. Then we have like physical assessment condition, and then the very important thing which is AI detected observations. So in detail, I mean, we can see all the deductions or observation done by AI, which is like a proper justifications, and which gives a transparency to the user actually to do their valuations. Now I'll move to the dealer console. So I'll just share my laptop because I have to switch to this slide. So here, now what happens once user has actually submitted the valuation request, now dealer can actually see the detailed report here. So if I click here, so now dealer will also have to access to what details customer has filled. And they can also see all the pictures, dents, and the vehicle detail. You can here see in the right side all the information which is needed. Then conditions and the service history. Now dealer also gets a notable issues here which is not actually shared with the customers, just to when they are doing the real physical evaluation of the car. Once the car actually gone to the service center or like the showroom, so they can just verify, and based on that they can actually also get offer a fair value to the Honda owners. So this is what we have done as a part of the POC. So we have done this on more than actually 40 vehicles. We have done the comparison. We have also compared, taking the valuations from the other apps which are available, and we talk to the users. They are saying like they are getting more valuable and fair pricing for all the like valuation they have done with this particular Honda Value Passport app. QR code is on the screen. I would request everyone to scan and try. And thank you so much for giving a time. And now, like if you have any questions, we can take.
So we'll have questions from the audience, but maybe we'll limit it to 3 questions because we're running short on time. But yes,
Okay.
sir, please go ahead.
One quick question. Do you ask the user to upload very specific pictures, let's say with?
Yes, so basically there are actually 12 to 13 pictures we ask, but just for this demo, like looking at the time, so we have cut short to 6. But like once the user fill their basic detail on the next screen, they get a guidance like on which part of the car they have to, take the photo. Also, like if photo is incorrect, in the real time AI actually does the analysis and suggests user like you have to take closer picture or like something is not clear.
Okay.
So one question from my side, just as a query. As you already integrated with the backend with AI, but there are many aggregators also who actually do the evaluations as per the market price. So as you mentioned, you have also done the evaluation. So how much it actually differs?
Yeah, so there are 2 very important things. So one is like the other aggregator, so they are not transparent to the users. So actually they will not show the reasoning behind, depreciations. But now we are actually showing all these formulas. Based on that, we have calculated this. Second thing is now we have DMS service history, Honda service history we have. So which is like, later phase of, we can integrate OBD. So directly like we can connect with the device with this app, which can take all the informations. like how many kilometers is it run, service history, all the details, which will be more accurate actually data for actually doing these calculations.
And second point, in case of two-wheeler especially, there are more local level of aggregators, especially exchanging the bike.
Right.
In those cases, normally their offer price is much higher than the apps or the
Right.
aggregators are available in the market. So
Right.
in that case, how do you compete with those local market brokers?
Yeah, so now if you have seen, like we have, when we are giving this valuation, so we have given three range: low, medium, high. And also like, when we are doing the valuations, so we are actually not, giving this valuation based on the assumptions. So it is a accurate valuations. Also like the service history, those kind of information, other, aggregator, they don't ask. So they simply like take your RC book photo, upload some pictures, and then they give a generic, but we are not doing that. So we are actually taking more detail just to, it will benefit both, like dealer also, user also. So dealer should also not be overpriced, and the user should not be also like, less price based on the, resale valuation.
So Kumar, so what about the unauthorized service data? In India, we have most are unauthorized Honda and roadside service centers, right? And also what about odometer tampering? How do you measure those?
So odometer tampering, I think it's not like, we are not actually able to detect it. But what we have done is, like in our app, we have an option to take live photo of the odometer, which directly actually reads the kilometer. But I think tampering at this point of time, I think it is not actually capturing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Kumar, thank you so much for your presentation. So I have two questions, especially in the used car market now. So these particular applications, currently you are evaluating the interior or exterior part. But usually in used car market or two-wheeler market, there are the mechanical evaluations also, especially for the condition of engine. What is the engine conditions? The people are evaluating based on the smoke conditions. And tire is one of the evaluation parameter, the tire conditions. So I think that also you can include in this, then probably it will be more.
Yes. So, just in this POC as a scope, just to show, like we have captured 6 images only, but like we have already, like implementation is in progress where we are going to add more images, the tire, then other body part. And so one thing is like, this is like doing a self resale evaluation for the customers. But when they go to the service center where they have to get it exchanged, they are also going to do one round of validations, right? And that time, like some adjustment can be done and verified.
See, I worked in this used vehicles market. So when you go to any broker or dealer, they always try to convince customer there is the issue with the engine.
Right.
Okay, this smoke is so white or so dark, and the tire condition is very bad, and so they always try to confuse customers to get the maximum benefit. So I think that kind of that especially for the health, engine health conditions and tire health condition, battery health conditions, we can include.
Definitely, sure. Thank you.
So we'll take questions during dinner if that's okay for Kumar. Thank you so much, Kumar. Thank you so much for joining us. So next up, we have Attento, which is building India's first driver reputation framework. So imagine if you're driving your car every day and you're driving it well, and you could get rewarded for it. That's something that Attento is trying to solve, and with that, I will let Ravi take over. Ravi, the floor is yours.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Is that good? Yeah. Hi, I'm Ravi Iyer, founder of Atento. Uh, Before coming on the stage, I was actually listening to Yanagisawa-san's story, your own personal journey, and I couldn't just help but reflect how it started. So my first car was a Honda City. Right? So I'm a Honda customer. I still have that car 15 years later, and I still have it. And it's a source of immense personal pride for me that I'm standing here in front of the esteemed leadership of Honda to actually talk about a product that we have built that could potentially be something that could be integrated with Honda. So it's almost like life's come full circle for me, from being a Honda customer to somebody who is here standing pitching to Honda about something that we are doing. Yeah. Is the clicker for me? Sorry, I don't have the clicker. I thought AppTestify is going to run my slides. All right. So what's Atento? Before we dive into what we actually did as part of the POC, I want to talk about Atento a little bit. So we are building India's very own driver intelligence platform. And what does that mean? Two things. Intelligence for the drivers. That is, can we do something to help drivers be better while driving? Like maybe a co-pilot that could be a real-time driving aid for them. And the second part of it is intelligence about the drivers, right? Is there something that we can actually tell how the driver drives? And then there could be any number of systems or companies who could find use for it, right? There could be insurance companies who are selling risk products, life, motor. There could be OEMs who should be knowing the people who are driving their vehicles as well as you guys know your vehicles, right? There could be, for example, somebody mentioned about the hyperlocal gig platforms. I mean, the people who are driving the two-wheelers. Somebody said about the cab-hailing platforms, like, right, you get those ratings on Uber, but that's generally about the in-cabin experience. Was the AC on? Was the car hygienic and things like that? But nothing really tells you how well the user was driving his car, right? So that's what Atento is about for the drivers, about the drivers. So this is the first part, the 3 layers of driver intelligence. The first time when actually there is an intervention on part of Atento is it works like your co-pilot, right? So you download the Atento app, or it could be Atento built into an OEM SDK. You download the app, you plug it into your car. If your car has a CarPlay or an Android Auto display, it starts pulling up an HUD. And as you start driving, it gives you real-time alerts, right? What kind of alerts? There could be speed limits. So if you are driving on a narrow residential lane, it can tell you that the speed limit for that particular lane is a 15 kilometer per hour. Or let's say on an arterial road, it could say 50 kilometers per hour. If you're on a highway, 80. If you're on an expressway or a Hyderabad outer ring road, as I noticed, 120 kilometers per hour. Caution zones, right? It's very important for people to know what lies ahead while they're driving so that they are not always reactive. So, for example, knowing if there's a school or a hospital zone around the corner, knowing if there is a pothole ahead of them, knowing if there is a speed breaker ahead of them, and things like that. And then finally, an emergency SOS screen where in times of distress, one does not resort to panic. So it starts pulling out information from your vehicle's insurance provider, gives you the RSA details, the roadside assistance details. It gives you the details for example, the ambulance or any other information that might come in handy. The second one is after the drive, what really happens after the drive. So we have moved beyond just detecting and counting events, right? So the golden truth for a lot of telematics platforms is to find out when was a hard braking event, when was a rapid acceleration event, when was a sharp cornering event, and stuff like that, right? But in Indian conditions, you get any number of false positives, right? For example, if you're reversing in a casual lane, it doesn't matter. But if you're reversing on a national highway, that's a big problem. If you're reversing on a flyover, that's a problem. If you're applying hard brakes, right, there could be good reasons why you might have applied hard brakes in India because the speed breaker was poorly painted, or there was a pothole where there was none earlier. Because of monsoons, you can't see the pothole, you go right up to there, and then you have to apply a hard brake, right? So that becomes unfortunate. So what we do with the after the drive is actually to understand the context-aware events, and then we suppress the false positives, right? Beyond the events itself, we model every driver on 4 dimensions: speed discipline, how well does he adhere to the speed limits; smoothness, control, that is how you sort of use your steering wheel; and ultimately attention, are you paying attention to what's ahead of you. There are AI-generated driving insights. Every driving trip that you undertake, eventually once you have done the trip, we then superimpose multiple things on top of that trip. We understand what were the prevailing weather conditions when you drove. Was the visibility low? Was it raining? Was it sunny? Things like that. We understand the roads that you were driving on. Was it, let's say, a small, narrow road? Was it a wide highway? We look at the time band. What time of the day were you driving? Was it in sort of peak rush hours where you drive? It was a long weekend drive. And of course, traffic, right? So all of that actually adds context to how you might have driven, and that starts explaining a little bit about your driving behavior. Every Attento trip eventually earns you miles, and then that you can redeem it at our reward marketplace. Eventually, across many drives, once you start accruing enough driving behavior points, what we then start building is an Attento score. Think of it like a CIBIL score. A CIBIL score tells you your credit worthiness. The Attento score would ultimately tell you how much the driving behavior of this person is consistent, predictable, and can be trusted. Now, that's useful for any number of companies. So this is how Attento works. So we take the raw sensor data. It sort of moves in through all the layers. Each of the layers are decoupled. It goes and gets married with the trip stats and the conditions. We eventually detect the events, which is where most of the telematics platform stops. But then we move beyond that. We calculate the 4 dimensions, and then eventually we create a rolling 90-day window of your driving behavior, which is more indicative of how you might have driven over a period of time and not just on a particular day or on a trip. So the real idea is to stop seeing the driving events and to see the driving behavior, ultimately the person who's driving behind the events. Coming to the particular POC, Attento was part of 2 use cases, UC3 and UC5. The first one is about driving behavior and driver protection. What we were asked is to basically prove that does the Attento telemetry work? It's very simple. We need to calibrate against some ground truths. Now, if I was to say that there was a heartbreaking event or you were overspeeding, why should Honda take my word for it, right? So basically, we had to take the vehicle's telemetry data in real time, compare that with Attento's telemetry data, and superimpose it to prove the accuracy of our telemetry. The second one was basically to demonstrate a contextual driver assistance tool, that is the co-pilot. As the user drives, can he get real-time driving alerts, right? So this is just further illustrating the point as to why we need to ensure that the calibration unlocks all the layers below it. Doesn't work. Yeah. So this is UC3, the first one, the driver protection, right? So this is a sample trip that was taken. This is a 36-kilometer trip over 67 minutes. The tools that were used was Attento residing on an Android phone. We had an OBD2 scanner plugged to the car, which was synced to a car scanner, which is a standard app that's available on the App Store, right? The trip conditions was it was light rain on a Thursday afternoon, mostly arterial roads with free-flowing traffic. And this is what we were able to establish, the Attento telemetry against the ground truth, right? These are conventionally accepted industry-wide quant models that tells you whether if 2 data sets have absolute correlation between them. It gives me great pride to say these numbers are astounding. The Pearson correlation and the coefficient of determination, the real ideal perfect number is 1, and we are at 0.99 and 0.98, which is 99% accuracy when it comes to OBD telemetrics. The last one, the third one is mean absolute error. That's the difference between the speed reported by the OBD versus the speed reported by Attento at any point of time, and the difference at all times was about 1.55 kilometers per hour. This was our event detection accuracy ratio, that's 92% and 93%. So this is a simple chart that illustrates how the OBD data compared against Attento data. As you can see, the solid black line is the OBD speed that's coming from the vehicle. And the dashed blue line is what Atento thought the speed was in a completely disconnected manner. So at no point is a smartphone actually connected to the vehicle. And yet, as you can see, with 99% accuracy, we are able to say what the speed of the car was. Right? The small blue points that you see on the x-axis is the times when some of the signals was lost during the drive. The second one is the accuracy of the event detection. As you can see, all the times that you see the triangles is when the OBD detected an acceleration or a braking event. And the times when you see a small circle is when Atento detected there was a braking or an acceleration event. And again, it's well into the high 90s in terms of finding out. Sorry, it's a little bit technical, but to those who are following, this will make great sense. Moving forward.
So maybe we can also open the floor for questions meanwhile, while you show us what is happening.
Sure. I think we'll probably pause while we just start playing the video. Because that will anyways give us time. Yeah.
You can directly jump to the video.
So just moving forward, we captured all the speed limits for all of Pune, and we actually have information on all the potholes, the speed breakers, everything that's there in Pune on the next slide. So, and then finally, this is what came at the result of it. Once I start playing the video, I can start taking questions. So what you'll see is a colleague of mine getting into a car. So this is a Honda City car again, and this is so the car has a CarPlay display. As soon as the smartphone gets plugged to the CarPlay and he logs in, this is what the person sees on the display.
I think Sir has a question up
Sure.
there.
So most of the time, the insights in India, right, that we get are kind of a lagging indicator. Right? I will give one example. For example, in Hyderabad, there was a one-way traffic implementation on the KBR Parkway, which led to almost hours of traffic jam. So do you also collect information from traffic police, which will be a kind of a little bit of forecast of what is going to happen, more improved source of ground truth?
Not yet, but I think that's if the information is available. So like I said, there are two parts to it. One is during the trip what happens, and one is the post-fact analysis, right? For the post-fact analysis, we definitely download data from any number of mapping providers like here.com, Google, so on and so forth, and then we superimpose it on the driving trip itself. But you're saying do it more proactively. I think that's, if that information becomes available, it's easy for us to plug it into and say, you might expect some traffic up ahead or something like that. So as you see, this is the real-time HUD. As you might come across potholes, you simply change the tab, you go to the alerts, and it tells you if there is an upcoming pothole or if there's a school or an hospital zone next to you on your route. The SOS is actually this vehicle's insurance provider. So as soon as we entered the vehicle's details, it fetched the insurance provider and added the RSA details for the insurance and a bunch of other emergency services.
I have one question.
Sure.
So can we expect our insurance premiums to go up as soon as this comes live? So, so are you are tracking the driver behavior and all? Are you going to share it with the insurance companies? Is that how you want to commercialize it?
So there would be some kind of sharing, but obviously there's user consent built into it. So if you consent that you would like to get a offer on insurance based on your Attento's driving profile, then insurance companies can give you. But we are not going to rat you out to insurance companies if that's what you're asking. It's all based, it's a consent mechanism, right? So if you're confident that, let's say your driving score is 85 and you're really proud of that score, then you could consent to get offers from insurance companies.
Okay. Ravi here. Here, Ravi.
Yeah.
So GPS anyway, it's open. Okay, coming to the other ports, do we need to open those ports for you, or are they already open for monitoring, telemetry?
So what kind of ports are you referring to?
I mean, the car has so many ports, right? CPU
So like I
centralized
said,
port.
we are actually disconnected. We are not reading the car at all, right? If you want, we can, but we are not reading. Attento does not require anything to be connected to the vehicle at any point of time. Everything that you're seeing here, that's the beauty of the product, is this is happening where it's in a disconnected state. The only reason we are connecting to the car is for the display. for the CarPlay and the Android Auto because the phone is too small.
Yes.
And from a cognitive overload, you don't want the driver squeaking his eyes to read where there's a pothole coming up. It shows up on the bigger screen.
Any drawbacks as of now?
Any drawbacks on?
Using the app?
None.
Anything you found strange?
It's the best product on earth. So.
Oh. No, just concerned about security in case if it's online, right?
Yes.
So someone can take
I
the
mean,
control.
I think it is prone to the same security issues like any online connected system is. I mean, so long as we try to fortify it to the best possible way, I think there should not be any. But yeah, I mean, we do our best.
Hi, I have a question. So I'm thinking more from the customer point of view. How easy or, how easy will they adapt it? Like if you look at ADAS feature, they find it very annoying, right? Like they often turn it off.
Yes.
So, and like you mentioned, there is a superimposing that you do to adjust the scores
Yes.
regarding the potholes and closures, why the sudden braking happens. But is it real time? So if
No.
the driver keeps getting an alert, you're braking a lot or you're speeding here.
No. So we definitely don't do that. So we follow the best principles. So we have done a lot of research in terms of ensuring that there's no cognitive overload on the driver when he's driving. So even if you see the whole UI for the CarPlay, it's very sort of minimalist, very simple. The fonts and the text is very big for them to easily understand in that half-second glance when they look at it. So it does not tell you, there is no chance that it will ever tell you you're driving bad in real time. Because that's a bigger demotivator to a person in real time, right? What it tells you is there is a pothole coming up, be careful about your speed limit. So let's say if you exceed the speed limit, like how your car would give you sort of a ding goes off, but that's on a predetermined limit if you go over 80. But we give you that even in a residential area, if you're cruising at 30 kilometers per hour on a 15 kilometers per hour road, then it gives you a ding saying you're speeding. That's it.
We'll take one question from the Honda team before we close, perhaps. We can take it up over dinner post that. Any questions from the Honda team? If none, I will let Sir go ahead.
Hi, Ravi. So my question is, when you mentioned that it's not connected to the car, I mean, your app is not integrated or not connected to the car directly. So I'm a pretty much Honda fan, and I do have All City, Amaze, and Elevate in my, family. So I pretty much use Honda Elevate just because of the, all the ADAS features that it has, and I'm a traveler. So my question is very specifically with regards to the ADAS. To be honest, it was little annoying when I'm using ADAS. Even if a just man passing on the road, on the side, if you just put a hand like this, the ADAS will immediately finds it as a vulnerable, and then immediately it's, takes the harsh braking. Now, if I use Attento, and assuming that ADAS is the standard feature of the one of the Honda model, now will it assume that is it a driver, pushing the brake, or is it an ADAS pushing the brake, since it's integrated with ADAS?
Right, so ultimately I think it depends. So if it's a zone where, let's say, everybody is driving, so I think one thing that I didn't find enough time to mention here is that it also does a cohort analysis. So if everybody is braking at the same spot for some reason, right, then it tries to suppress the effects of that particular hard braking event, right? So how you drive on a piece of road versus how everybody else drove on the same piece of road in comparable conditions is how you're finally analyzed. So if you're having a deviant behavior where only you or your vehicle applied a hard brake, where nobody else is doing it, then it will count against.
Got it, thank you.
Thank you so much for the questions. Thank you so much, Ravi. I think I took up some of your time, but thank you so much for the presentation. With that, now that we've heard from all the 4 startups, we have something interesting coming up for the rest of the audience because we want you all to wake up before we head to dinner. And we have a very simple poll that we are going to run for the audience. Yes, I have it up on screen. I want every one of you to pull out your phones, quickly scan this. It's going to be a fun next few minutes. Quick questions. We'll see how well we know the Indian rider because Honda wants to hear from you, from the Indian customers. So quick scan. Once you've scanned, just raise your hand. Some energy in the room. Thank you so much. Those who haven't, please do this. If you need help, we have volunteers on the floor who can help you out with scanning this. Okay, hands up, please. I want to see the hands up. Okay, I see a few still trying to figure this out at the back. If you need help, please let us know. We have volunteers on the floor who can help you. Any Google Lens or camera should work to scan this. You're able to see the screen? Okay, I think we can switch to the poll. All right, so the first question is up. We already have 39 responses out of 50. I want everyone on their toes while they answer this because I'm giving you only 30 seconds to do this. The first question is, what is your primary mode of transport for everyday travel? Some of you can say this out loud. Let's have some energy in the room. I travel via an auto. It's been a hassle the last few days ever since the KBR park, rerouting has happened. More to go. Let's go. I don't want to do a countdown because I want you to think and answer, because this research, this information is going to actually be used by the Honda Digital Innovation team for the upcoming challenges. Okay, we are at 52. I will stop at 54. So 2 more people, do it, quick. I see. Okay, I'm just going to use this. Yes, go ahead. Correct. That should tell you a lot about where the focus is for the next cohort also. Okay, so I see a lot of, oh, I know what you mean now. We have a lot of Honda customers and users in the room, so I see a lot of sedans being picked. Tells you a lot about which car has a legacy in India. All right, I think we can move to the next question. What's the one word that best describes your commute? I think you have option to do more than one, but let's see what everyone has. You just have to type out the answer. Let's go. Okay, all negative words. Somebody say they enjoy their life. I see Kodama on the list. Somebody just put up Kodama-san's name as their commute. Okay, I see standing, draining, exhausting, hectic, hassle, long, Kodama, annoying, tired, accident. Any more? Somebody give me a positive word. Safety. Okay. Interesting. T-Hub. Do you only commute to T-Hub? I do. I only commute to T-Hub. Everywhere else is just a short drive. Okay. Better than Bangalore. That's somebody who's been here only for a few days, I believe. Mostly the ones in the first rows who've not really seen Hyderabad traffic when it rains. Okay, thrill. That's somebody who probably enjoys rides. Okay, I think we'll move to, oh, we still have like 10 more people to respond. I'll wait. Traffic seems to be the word in the room because that's what this quiz is telling me. Is traffic that bad in Hyderabad? I mean, most of you, I'm assuming, are from Hyderabad. It's gotten worse, but I don't think it's as bad as Bangalore. I am hinting to the Honda team to move to Hyderabad instead of Bangalore. I cannot be more subtle than this. All right, I will stop at this question. That's our word cloud. As a mobility company, why is every word on that screen negative? I think that's a use case you should be looking at. Commute should be enjoyable. Okay, next question. If Honda could solve one daily travel problem, what should it be? I see 2 for commuter fatigue, 3, oh, vehicle running costs. Didn't see that coming, but That's an interesting insight from this room, that vehicle running costs is topping the list and commuter fatigue comes a close second. Interesting. Anyone has any thoughts on this? Anyone wants to say something, say out what's on your mind? Please go ahead. I can't hear you, louder. Oh, I think that was for the team here. Yes, let's move to the next question. Next question. What is the biggest mobility challenge India will face in the next 5 years? All the forward thinkers in the room, all the commuters in the room, I want to hear from you. What, according to you, is the biggest challenge? We have 5 options here: congestion, sustainability, structure, affordability, urban, rural accessibility. That's not something we think about every day, but definitely a concern in India, given the road conditions. Congestion. I see congestion just going up and up. Yeah, that would have been my answer if I was playing this quiz. I'm actually impressed 6 people voted sustainability. Are you guys EV drivers? I hope so. Affordability, yes, that's a given. All right, we'll move to the next question. How much time do you spend commuting every day? To and fro. I should add the to and fro. That would be more than 90 minutes for me. I'm just giving you all out answers from my own records because I don't see any of you saying it out loud. How many of you travel more than 60 minutes in a day? Hands up. Oh my God, I feel your pain. I am in those shoes. How many of you are from Bangalore? I will see the entire first few rows raise their hand. And how long do you all commute? Are you on this heat map? I envy all the 8 people who said 0 to 30 minutes. I want to be you. Oh my God. Oh yeah, more than 90 minutes is where most of the category is. All right. I'm actually really jealous of all the people who have a 0 to 30 minute commute. I hope you're using your time well. Know that I want to be you, but can't. Okay, next question. What would make you say, wow, this vehicle really understands me? So we have 6 options here. Pick the one that's closest to your big wish. Saves fuel and energy, is stopping currently. Maximum votes for that. Makes servicing effortless. That's a good insight for the team here. Rewards smart driving. I think Attento and Sensite have their customers there. Improves safety. Interesting. Anyone wants to share any thoughts on this? Anything beyond the 6 options you see on stage? Something you want to talk about? All right, I won't take much of your time. We'll move to the next question. If you were a startup founder, I know we have many in the room, but if you were a startup founder, what one mobility problem would you solve? Mobility could be last mile connectivity, commute, vehicular features, anything that you want to answer. Civic sense. Is that coming from the Japanese expats in the room? Every answer, I want to know who is the biggest fan of Kodama-san in this room. They keep answering Kodama for every question. Where is Kodama-san? Is it you? No. I want to know who is giving that answer. Oh, so we have Kodama fans in the house. Okay. Interesting. So Kodama is the biggest problem we're trying to solve as founders. driving sense, EV affordability, driving teacher, single or dual drive cars, last mile connectivity. Yes, very India specific answers. Let's move to the next question. Oh wait, we only had 30 responses. Are you all bored? Do you all have different answers from what is on screen? Please feel free to add your words. 45. I want everyone to add your features because trust me, Honda wants to hear from you. They're doing this not to just engage the room, but this is real data that they will be using as they plan the future challenges for the Honda Innovation Challenges that we have planned for the rest of the year. Except the Kodama part, yes. So for those in the room who don't know, Kodama-san is from HDI India. He's sitting right here in the room. And he seems to be a mobility problem. Okay, let's move to the next question. How strong, oh, we're back with the 4 heroes of today's demo day. How strongly do today's 4 startup themes resonate with your mobility needs? Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. We have a lot for Zain. Also interesting insights for the Honda wants to know what the Indian customer is doing. Okay, before that, I think we should award the 4 people in the room before we think too far ahead. So may I invite Toshiaki Tanaka-san to come join us on stage to give certificates to the 4 startups that have been a part of the POC journey, and most importantly, I get it, I know you're hungry. The first cohort that launched this in India, you will forever be the first Indian cohort of startups that worked with Honda Digital Innovation India to deliver a 60-day POC for the startups, for the Honda team. May I first invite the Zane AI team to join us on stage, and Tanaka-san to do the honors. Can we have a photograph? Thank you. Can you just look up there? Yeah. Just a quick photograph. Thank you, Ayush. Thank you, Vishnu. We'll miss having our regular calls with you, but we'll keep you posted of what's coming next. Next up, I would like to invite the IQ Lexa team. R. Kumar and team, please join us on stage. We also have Sanjeet in the house, I believe. We missed seeing you in the last few days, but he's the co-founder. I would like to request Tanaka-san to do the honors again. The team can go up on stage for a quick photograph, or we can do it outside. Thank you. Thank you. Next up, may I invite Sensei Technologies and the team to please join us on stage. Tanaka-san to do the honors. Thank you. I think the certificates got exchanged. Not a problem, we'll get it done after the event. Thank you. Thank you. Can we now have the Atento team join us on stage? Thank you, Tanaka-san. Thank you, Ravi. All right, going back to where So may I now invite onto stage Kunal San. Mr. Kunal Bell serves as the Vice President Marketing Sales at Honda Cars India Limited and the Director of Honda Digital Innovation India. He has a robust background spanning over 2.5 decades at Honda. As the Honda team likes to call it, he's a Honda lifer. He's been at Honda all his life ever since he's graduated. So imagine the kind of commitment he has towards the company and what it brings to the Indian ecosystem. With that, I will let you have the floor, sir.
Okay, good evening, everyone. What a lovely audience, very engaging, so many questions, and what lovely speakers, really wonderful to hear all of you. And what lovely premises. You know, I always say I'm the second time I'm coming to T-Hub, and I don't know if you've noticed it, it is a pillarless building, probably inspired through Charminar. So nice to be here. Thank you so much. I've been given a very incredible task today to reveal the next phase of this innovation. But before I speak on that, let me talk about something which is very close to my heart. She just mentioned I'm an all-time Honda lover and fan of daily breathe in, breathe out Honda, more than 2.5 decades. So I'm very proud of representing this brand. And as Kavi Kruth spoke, it's been almost 3 decades of Honda being in India. So we started with power products. We also are there into two-wheelers, four-wheelers, and two-wheelers and four-wheelers are very different verticals. So while two-wheeler talks about, freedom, aspiration, affordability, scaling, going into lanes and by-lanes of Honda's, India traffic, whereas four-wheelers is all about, aspirations of life, space, technology, performance. While two-wheeler teaches you how to drive and four-wheeler teaches you how India lives. So they're very two different domains. And I can resonate with how four-wheeler works because I've worked with four-wheelers all my life. And I must tell you my journey. So years back, four-wheelers was about having a design, having an engine, and probably having a performance. That was called a car. But now in this era, we have software, hardware, intelligence, safety, convenience, so on, and that is no longer called a car, it's called a mobility solution. So as Yanagi Sawasen mentioned, we have about 50 million proud Honda owners. We are now into a phase of creating a unified mobility ecosystem where we can give the joy of driving and joy of owning a Honda to every customer. And most importantly, once a Honda, always a Honda. And for that, our aim is that we create Honda relationships to a lifetime relationships. And if at all, in these 3 decades, if we have done something which is more valuable than just business, it is gaining trust of every customer. And as one of the owners of Atento said, he had 15 years of owning a car. Now that is a trust, right? So trust which comes with a lot of strong durability, quality, reliability, trust of valued customers, trust of our business partners, dealers, and society by large. So does it mean that trust is the destination for Honda? No, that is not our destination. Trust actually is our foundation for the future journey which you want to take. And to take that journey, something which comes to our mind is not about the question of what product should we make for the Indians. The question is, what problem should we solve for the Indian people? And that's the reason why we collaborated with our esteemed partners, T-Hub, trying to find an answer to problems which every Indian faces. Now, once we did a lot of survey, we have a lot of problems which are dealing with products. So India being such a vast country, you have diversified needs. People want petrol, hybrids, diesel, CNG, EV, and so on and on. But those are product problems. We also have problems which are emotional problems, which are social problems, which are digital problems. And for that, we need some technological partners, innovators. And that's the reason why we collaborated with T-Hub. And I must say, when I came last time to T-Hub, I spoke to a lot of various technological partners, and I was quite astonished. And today, what you saw, those 4 solutions, great job done, guys. I'm really astonished. Very happy to see all that solution. And I must also say here that Honda's dream and Honda's vision resonates very well on some of the technology which people spoke about. Let me give you an example. 3 years back, the Honda's global CEO announced that Honda is chasing 2 zeros. The first zero is about carbon neutrality, and the second zero is about zero collision traffic fatalities. So all our cars which we make have both passive safety features and active safety features. Passive safety feature is about like 6 airbags, the G-con structure, and all that goes in the product itself. The active safety feature, somebody spoke about, the ADAS. So I must say, all Honda cars in India are ADAS enabled. The cheapest car which comes in India with ADAS is Honda Amaze, which is priced less than 9.99. But these are passive and active safety features, which is first layer and the second layer. There is another dotted third layer, which those 2 startup companies spoke about having a habit of a driving, which itself mitigates the collision. Now that is really resonates well with our thought of having zero collision traffic fatalities, right? So on and so on. Even the 4th startup, we spoke about the used car prices. Now again in India, we have so many pricing which is available in the market. We have unorganized used car players. So it's very important for you to know what is the exact price of my car. And that way, the startup we spoke about, it really solves the problem. So to summarize, I think Honda as a Genpo, as a big global player, it gives you a scale to operate real customers, real data. T-Hub as a great innovation hub, which is a hub of so many millions of probably startup companies. It gives you an opportunity to really have laboratories of your innovation. So you're working as Honda's innovation extended arm. So I'm very happy, to conclude this Innovation Challenge 1. But at the same time, as Yanagi-san said in his speech, it is just a beginning. So I'm very happy to announce, I'm sure I have to do with a ceremonial thing, the Innovation Challenge 2. So, but as I mentioned, it is just the beginning. And yeah, that's the Innovation Challenge 2.0. And I must speak about this logo, which is towards my right. You see that white box? That white box, the white color denotes the trust, the honesty, the transparency the brand has in India. And the white box is where Honda as a group is operating. And those curved lines which you see are the colorful, passionate, out-of-box thinking. So the aim is with this, we want to think out of the box. We want to challenge the mindset, challenge our operations. How can we get closer to our customers and solve their daily problems? So the fun goes 4 times. Yeah, thank you. The fun goes 4 times as the prize money also goes 4 times than Innovation Challenge 1.0. So it doesn't mean that the people sitting in the first row, yeah. Yes. So it goes 4 times more exciting, and I'm very happy to share 2 big problem statements. The first one being mobility for women. So guys, I must speak on this. You'll be very happy to share, listen to this. In the year 2015, the women buyers who buy cars is just 6%. And as late as last year, it has gone to 15 or 20%. Now, that is, incredible increase of women buyers, but what it also says is that we need to empower women. We need to break the barriers of owning personal mobility for women. Probably, problem of having how do I get my car serviced, probably how to teach them driving, giving them more technical sense, which is more not mechanical, but even from the software perspective. That's the problem statement number 1. The problem statement 2, which is everyday mobility for everyone, speaks about not just the product or commuting from point A to point B, but also somebody was talking about having community of buyers, right? Somebody mentioned about a statement where I am going from point A to point B, talks about the traffic, talks about the good driving habits, and so on and on. So to cut it short, the Innovation Challenge 2.0 is on. You can please apply on Google, and I'm very happy to share this and looking forward to good, exciting times ahead. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So once you press the button, the applications will
Okay,
be live
there is a ceremonial
online.
thing. Yeah, so let me officially switch it on through a button. Okay.
May I invite the leaders from T-Hub, Honda, and the team working on the Honda Innovation Challenge to join us on stage for a photograph? Yes, the first cohort as well, because you're the pioneers in this legacy. You're going to be the first cohort that Honda has worked with for startups for the Indian customer. Please join us on stage. All the 4 founders, the Honda team, thank you. Of the Honda team onto the stage as well, and the T-Hub team. At least the ones in the t-shirts, please join us. Thank you, everyone. So with that, the applications are now live for that. Founders in the room, this is an opportunity for you. And the big
Okay, hello everyone. So I think from 2.0, what we are looking at is N.0, which will continue as a journey. So I know it's a tiring day, I won't take much time. So this is a journey we started a couple of months back, and today's the day where the first milestone is something that we've achieved. But this is a journey that will continue for a couple of months and couple of years, and as we move ahead with Honda, we'll solve more and more problems and build more innovation, more like a revolution that we can build here. But as we close the day, not the journey, I think we should close this with gratitude. I think first and foremost, thank you so much, Yanagisawa-san, for coming today and spending the day with us. Thank you so much. So it was wonderful interacting with you and also the time we spent today. And thank you so much for the entire Honda team. And the kind of work that you're doing is amazing. And as we spoke in the event last time with Gopi-san, it's not only looking at innovation and funding it. This is a scene where we actually co-developed with the founders and actually build something which is useful, and gradually we can build value for the company, for the country, as well for the world. So that's how we are going ahead. I think next, I would really want to thank the survivors sitting in the second lane. Thank you so much for all the hard work that you have put in. Thank you so much. And all the people who have come in to join us today, thank you so much. And quickly summing it up, thanks to the T-Hub team who has done a really wonderful job. Thank you so much, everyone. And so let's come together, build for the future from India for the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Sudhanshu. Before we close, I had a few quick thoughts that I wanted to share with the audience before we break for dinner. I would want all of you all to take a look at the challenge use cases that have been put up. I think some of them are very interesting for the Honda users. I would also love for you all to leave feedback, share about this event that happened so that more founders who are eligible to apply for this get an access, understand what is happening here, and apply for these challenges. I would really encourage founders to keep attending events at T-Hub like this, because there are so many opportunities up for grabs, and sometimes just attending an event can leave you with an introduction to maybe Honda's CEO. So that's all I have for today, and on that note, we can break for dinner. Dinner is being served at the 5th floor. I would request you all to use the elevators in the lobby to help yourself to the 5th floor. Thank you.